Sydney Rogers, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly on FingerLakes1.com. It is June 20th, and I am in the studio live with Jim Sinicropi and Josh Durso.
Here we are. We're live.
We are.
Alive and well.
Summer officially kicks off Saturday, right? Or no, Friday.
I feel like it was like someone said 2 days yesterday. So
no, it's the 21st.
It's the 21st.
That's the longest.
Tomorrow's the 21st, guys.
Yeah. Okay, so Thursday. It's
Today.
the longest day of the year.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah. It's my parents' anniversary as well. But it's going to be light out to like 9:20.
Yeah.
I've been noticing, though, it's been light out.
Oh, yeah.
Like until 9 already.
Generally speaking, I think we're pushing like a little past 9 o'clock now.
Yeah, it's awesome. It really is great. I love when it's like that because it just makes it feel like I can get a lot of more stuff done if it's still light out.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why that's a thing, but it always has been.
Well, you know those winter days where you feel like, the clock says it's like 6:30 and it feels like it's been dark for 5 hours and all
That's
you need to
true.
do is go to bed and just
Right.
rest away until the next day.
Right. You get out of work and it's already time for bed.
Yeah.
But now we don't have to deal with that. So,
But on the other hand, I'll be doing something like outside and then come inside and it's like, oh man, it's time for bed already.
I guess,
Yeah.
but you just got to do a lot more, I feel like.
That's true.
So
I
much
do
more
like
time.
my time at night in front of the computer or whatever at home watching whatever game. And so that's been shortened, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I do love it when it stays light out till 9:30.
Don't you complain because I enjoy summer to the fullest. And hopefully you can tell us that maybe the weather this weekend will be great for all these activities that we have going on. No? No.
It's going to be okay. Friday's probably the best day, not officially the weekend, but as kids are done with school this week, most of them are all off by Friday. Sunny with a high of 82 for Friday, which is
Nice.
great. And then Friday night, some showers are going to move in. Still going to cool down to about 62 overnight Friday. And then Saturday, probably going to be a bit of a washout. 70% chance of showers, possible thunderstorm, cloudy with a high near 79. Saturday night, showers should continue with a 60% chance overnight, mostly cloudy with a low around 64. And then Sunday, morning showers will hopefully taper off and lead to mostly cloudy skies with a high near 77. So Sunday afternoon, if you have plans, it should be okay. And you might get lucky on Saturday too. Then Monday, as has been the case almost every week, it's going to be sunny with a high of 76. Mondays have been excellent for the most part.
Makes Mondays more tolerable for sure.
Of course, this Monday was absolutely humid and hot and
Amazing.
kind of miserable. I know that you guys are fans of that, but
I did, but
you
I
didn't
did
look
notice.
like you were liking as much as you said. You were dragging.
It was the walk up from the stairs, and for some reason I like to talk on the phone outside versus in the office where everybody's around. I don't know why, but the walk down the stairs and then into the humidity, I'd just be sitting there and was sweating.
Yeah.
But
I
the
don't
walk
like
up
that.
the stairs, I was like, oh, it is hot.
I don't like it. Like a day like today where it's like just barely into the 70s and kind of a little coolness to it. I like weather where you can wear pants or shorts. It's your choice.
Oh,
Or windbreaker or no windbreaker. It's your choice.
you like having a choice.
Yeah.
I've been cold in the office all day, literally all day. And when I walk out into the hallway, that's when I like it because it's like the muggy, nice, warmer feeling.
Yeah, see, I was outside all day. I was playing in a charity golf tournament and it was stoking hot and it was amazing.
Amazing. Well, it looks like it might not be the best weekend, but there's a lot of different events that are going on that you could just put a light jacket with a hood on maybe and still enjoy it to the fullest. I'm going to start
Well, it's going to
off-
warm up. You hear those temperatures?
Yeah,
I
it's
said
gonna be like in
79,
the-
77 Friday,
I was
Saturday,
thinking,
and Sunday.
though, jackets for the
rain, right. Or an umbrella.
Or a poncho. Ponchos are fun.
It's
But
festive.
yes, maybe it's as festive as the first festival we have going on, which is the Ithaca Reggae Fest. And it'll be held Friday through Sunday at Stewart Park, and it is dedicated to the protection of Cayuga Lake through a vibrant celebration of Ithaca's legendary reggae community and its history. That's going to be a good event. I feel like those are always great events.
I didn't know that Ithaca had a legendary reggae community, but
seems like it would be right up their alley. I mean, I didn't know that they had one either.
I thought Jamaica.
Yeah. I mean,
Ithaca.
Their culture is just
they do it all down there.
Artists, musicians, all that, right?
It'll be fun.
That'll be interesting. I would like to check that out. We have other things going on this weekend, like you can enjoy a sweet and tart cherry picking. They have wine, apple shucking, food, arts and crafts vendors, and live music on Saturday and Sunday. And that's at FLX Winery, and it's their 14th annual cherry festival.
Yeah, my favorite
one.
fruit is cherry.
Is
If
it?
you had to ask me,
Yeah.
I like
Do you like the tart cherry juices and
Cheribundi, yes, I do like that. I have some in my fridge right now at home.
That's awesome.
I like to slam one of those in the morning, get you going, all the antioxidants. But I like cherries for cooking. I like cherries for eating. I like cherry jelly is my favorite type of jelly.
That's different.
And you can, so if you go to, and the one thing about FLX Winery is if you go there, they have a shop where they have all sorts of different dips and jellies and salsas. It's amazing, and they have an incredible jelly jam. Our jelly,
I would have to
our
try
cherry
that.
jelly, our cherry jam.
When I get like a sundae, an ice cream sundae, I want like 30 cherries on top of it. Those kind of cherries. I love those.
Maraschino cherries.
Yes.
See, I'm not as big a fan of those.
Oh, sorry. But anyways, other things going on. John Fogerty and ZZ Top bring their Blues and Bayous tour to CMAC on Saturday night. That would probably be a good one.
I'm so much older than you guys. You don't even know who John Fogerty is.
From what we were told.
I'm almost 20 years older than you guys. Maybe, actually not almost. I'm 20 years older than you guys.
Probably. So you're like a whole century older than
Now,
us.
I was too young to go out and see John Fogerty in his prime, which was probably the mid to late 70s.
Whoa.
But
That's a long
I did
time
see
ago.
ZZ Top live at the Carrier Dome at Syracuse when I was a student there, and my dorm was right across the street, and they played with the Black Crowes, and back then the Black Crowes were like it. And so I'm like, couldn't wait to see the Black Crowes, and they were terrible. And
Oh, no.
Disappointed. And then ZZ Top came out, and to this day is one of the best concerts I've ever seen. It was
Wow.
amazing.
Well, that's good. You got a little something.
Are you going to go and try and relive that
Yes,
moment?
you should.
No, I would
Recapture it?
like to go to that show. I would go to that
I'm
show.
sure there are tickets still available.
Yeah, maybe I will. I don't
Probably
know.
a
I don't
good
know what
price,
plans we
too.
have this weekend, so maybe I will.
Other things you could do if you don't go see ZZ Top and John Fogerty, the film buffs can now gaze into the history of movie making as the iconic Wicked Witch of the West crystal ball is on display at Cornell University on Friday from 9 to 5. The iconic prop is on loan from Cornell alums Jay Walker and is on display at Cornell University's Crotch Library Rotunda.
Interesting.
That's interesting for
Yeah,
sure.
it's something different. It's not really. It's actually on display like Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 through some time in July. If you want
Yeah.
to go look at that iconic piece of movie history.
So it was from the movie. I was
The actual
wondering
one, yeah.
because I
Yeah.
was thinking like Wicked. They have that musical, so I didn't know if
No,
it
this
was
is
like
from the
from the
original
movie.
movie.
That's
You've
cool.
seen the movie, right?
Yeah.
Where
Oh,
she
yeah. Oh, the
gazes
big
into
green-
the Wicked Witch looks in there and sees Dorothy.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Seneca Soundwaves Chorus is hosting a chicken barbecue on Saturday at 11 a.m. to 4 at Runnings of Canandaigua. A good old chicken barbecue is. I would go to every single one if I could. For some reason, I just love chicken barbecues.
Almost every weekend, just take a ride,
Yeah.
and you're gonna
Roll
bump
down your
into a
window and
half
smell
dozen.
it. Sniff it out.
Sniff for them. Brian Price is performing at Fleur de Lis Brew Works in Seneca Falls on Saturday from 1 to 4. The Rose Hill Mansion in Geneva is hosting their Blues, Brews, and Barbecues events from 5 to 8 p.m. on Saturday. Another one that sounds great. The Finger Lakes Musical Theater Festival continues this weekend with Mamma Mia, the smash Broadway hit musical based off of the songs of ABBA and the Merry-Go-Round Theater in Auburn. That is on Friday at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. and then as well on Saturday night at 8 p.m.
Do you guys know who ABBA is?
I
course,
do,
yeah.
actually.
Okay, just making
My
sure.
family, I probably know some of those John Fogerty songs or whatever and not even realize it, but ABBA I do know.
You
very
do because
well.
all of that music plays on every adult contemporary station.
Yeah.
And at all
Disco.
the adult parties, where there's a DJ and they want to play like the music.
Adult parties?
Yeah, that's what I think of.
What kind of parties do you go to?
I go to like literally
birthday and cake parties?
Yes, where they have a DJ or
pin
dancing
the tail
party.
on the donkey.
I think we're comparing the difference between a 50-plus party and maybe a 20-something party.
Yeah, I go to a lot of them, believe it or not. I have a lot of fun 50-plus adults in my life that like to dance and party all night long.
Well,
so.
it's nice to know you can still have fun after 50.
Right, it gives me a little bit of hope. You can also head to Swedish Hill Winery on Saturday for their Tropical Paradise Party to benefit the Beverly Animal Shelter from noon to 5 p.m. And it's live after 5 at the Geneva Ramada with live music from Agnel Rhythm from 5 to 8 on Friday.
Very cool. Lots of music. This is a musical weekend.
Yeah, it is. Holy.
Lots of live music everywhere.
Oh, I have more.
Mm-hmm.
But wait,
this
there's
one
more?
is not music, though. This is Little Shop of Horrors is putting on a production of the Little Shop of Horrors at Bristol Valley Theater on South Main Street in Naples. That is at 8 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday and 2 o'clock matinee on Sunday.
I think it's 8 o'clock on Friday and Saturday, maybe 2 o'clock on Sunday. That might get screwed.
Sunday's usually the matinee day.
Yes. Whoops.
Either way, check out their website before you drive to Naples.
Before you go.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting, and I know we gave you a whole bunch of events that you can choose from, but of course we have more available on our community calendar under the local listing tab at our homepage at fingerlakes1.com, and of course on our app. That was a lot. That was a lot of things to take in.
There's a lot of things going on.
And I'm okay with that. It gives us the choice. And I know, Jim, you like your choice, right? So you can choose what you want to do this weekend.
Yeah.
There are a lot of options, but that's as is the case this time of year. When you go to some of the regional calendar events, including our own calendar, which is still pretty robust in the winter months, but if you go to some of the tourism-based calendars online, if you look for events in February, you'll see like 3 or 4 events, and then on the same page it goes to the next day. Now you have to go through like 6 pages of events. There's so
On
much
the same
going on
day.
in the Finger Lakes this time of year.
Good. I love it. What else is going on in Josh's world?
So we've got a lot of news. Obviously, Vice President Mike Pence was in Auburn on Tuesday. He was talking about the booming growth seen in American steel. He spoke at Nucor Steel in Auburn. We have video and photos from the visit. That topic will obviously need to be discussed a little more on a separate podcast.
He was there to talk about
growth.
Yeah.
Maybe Nucor is outperforming what their historical numbers are, but to say that the pretty small steel industry is thriving in the United States.
Well, the real story was that's why he wanted
to
to come and talk, right? But he was greeted with protesters protesting the immigration policy,
naturally. Geneva Police Chief Jeff Trickler is going to be retiring in July, according to reports from the Finger Lakes Times earlier this week. That information surfaced late Monday. Obviously, he was at the center of a residency controversy earlier this year. He was given a stipend to move into the city of Geneva. He lives in the town of Geneva.
Oh, yeah.
Back in 2011, he never actually moved into the city. He was allowed to continue in that role, obviously, as police chief, even after there was a lot of complaining thrown toward him. But now it looks like he's going to be retiring, and the city of Geneva will be searching for a new police chief. So that's that. And then we've got the latest on state legislation with local impact as the 2018 legislative session comes to an end. Violent offenders registry with roots in Geneva and legislation that would remove waste-to-energy incinerators from the Article 10 process are both before Assembly. They've passed Senate. Obviously, both have huge local appeal. Brittany's Law, yesterday we talked about that on Inside the FLX with Dale Driscoll, whose daughter and granddaughter were killed by someone who would have been listed on this violent offenders registry. She spurred that legislation more than 8 years ago with the help of Senator Michael Nizzolio. Obviously, it's been picked up by Senator Kolb and Senator Pam Helming, but
it won't pass though.
Today's the last day. Yeah. And then it becomes
it already passed.
No, it passed through the Senate, but it won't pass through the Assembly.
Yeah, it's passed Senate 8 times.
Wow.
And it has not gotten to the Assembly for even a vote.
Like,
it hasn't even gotten through the rules.
What could possibly, what's wrong with this piece of legislation? It's just mind-boggling. It just shows how dysfunctional Albany is when you can't pass this bill.
Yep. Pretty straightforward
Because
stuff.
if this registry did exist, Brittany Pasalacqua and her mother would have known that the guy she was dating had a violent history, and maybe they could have avoided being killed.
Right. Oh,
that's ridiculous.
So sad.
I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yep.
It makes you wonder what goes through those people's head that are on those boards. And
there's a lot of private interests at stake in any time you're talking about issues that are large Albany-based issues. You're talking about personal, political, private sector interests that are always at play. And at the end of the day, I think that's what's hanging this up. There are a few organizations, state organizations, that are getting a lot of money, domestic violence organizations that are getting a lot of money, and this type of legislation could hurt the level of funding they get. So that has been one of the prevailing logics put forward to this point. It's really it is mind-boggling because it is a no-brainer. But of course, lots of more news. FingerLakes1.com. Tap the app or follow us on Facebook or Twitter, where we're always pushing out the latest.
Yeah, I have a notification right now. Police team choked somebody.
I
brother
saw that.
During altercation in Geneva. So, I mean, this is probably the 6th or 7th notification. This has been a pretty heavy news day.
It has.
It has.
And
From as
they're
soon as
all
I
heavy.
opened my eyes, I was like, whoa, that is
all heavy.
Yeah. But I'm going to make things not as heavy because it seems like we have a lot of
photos.
Oh, there's the app. Yep. Don't let that app go to waste because it is awesome. We need people on
And
it.
a lot of people don't know, too, that those are your 4 main options. The feed, the Finger Lakes TV, where you can watch us right now, the Weather Center, and FL1 Radio. But you can also...
Scroll.
I can't. There we go. Scroll it over, and then you can get just sports, just news, just lifestyle, or visit our mobile website. Or then you can even go further, and there's more, like local photos.
We got it all.
Yeah.
Local photos, and it's going to be a hard one, I think, to choose today. Just from scrolling through it real quick, I was like, oh boy, I see a lot of things about animals. So let's get to it. Our first 4 photos this week come from Rachel Burkholder, who stopped by the north end of Seneca Lake in Geneva on Saturday night. The sign has become a popular spot for a photo to post on social media. That is one thing I did notice, as it's popping up everywhere.
And whoever planned that was a brilliant move for the visitor center, the Welcome Center in Geneva now. I mean, that is a very popular photo to take, and it really bodes well for our region. I just know the I Love New York. Why not the I Love FLX?
I know. I thought that too. I really did, because I feel like the I Heart New York would be somewhere else, like not in the Finger Lakes. But
I Love New York is a state, publicly held state tourism logo, where I Love FLX is actually a patented by the people that make the shirts, Chad Lahr and Gordon Lahr.
Maybe we could get them to put one up somewhere along that lake too.
Sure.
Jump to it. This is also from Rachel Burkholder. Like we said, the first 4 photos. This one is the sun setting over the park at Seneca Lake. That is beautiful. Screams summer. I love it. And this gorgeous shot of the sun dropping below the Geneva skyline. That's a cool picture.
Yeah, and we talked before on the show about what would be the skylines of each of the towns, the most famous skylines in the Finger Lakes. But this is missing. This is great, but it's not the skyline, I think, for Geneva. For Geneva, you need the church on the corner of 5 and 20 by Hobart.
Yep.
And you need to shift it to the left and move back a little bit, I think, for the ultimate Geneva skyline photo. But we can talk about that more in another show.
And a view of the promenade along the Ramada in Geneva. Beautiful. I love it. Judy Goodman sent us this photo of Angus, the golden retriever who was enjoying the great June weather in Clifton Springs this past weekend. Aw, so cute. Chris Trine sent in this shot of 2 Shiba Inu puppies playing together in the backyard in Wayne County. Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love them.
That is-
Those dogs are so cool. That's a dog on my list of what dogs I want to get. They're pretty sweet, and they stay kind of little, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Another from Rachel Burkholder was in one was in on the pet theme this weekend and sent us this cute kitten that loves to play on her stack of firewood in Seneca County. That's a cool photo. I like it.
Yeah, I'm not a cat person, more of a dog person. Although, dogs can be much more high maintenance. Cats are so
Cats
can be
take
so
care
easy,
of themselves.
So.
I was never a cat person either, and I inherited 2 cats in my relationship from his past relationships. They took the dogs and left the cats, and now I'm the best mother, and they learn tricks from me and everything.
The cats do?
Yeah, I taught them some tricks because I'm that person. Another from Chris Trine, a male Baltimore Oriole, or how do we say it again?
Oriole.
The baseball team was enjoying the Sunday morning sunshine near Sodas Point.
I love this photo, and I love the fact that we know it was Sunday morning because the way the light hits them. I mean, that's really good. I love that photo.
And finally, Judy Goodman sent us this young red-bellied woodpecker who was enjoying a nice Saturday morning on her deck in Clifton Springs.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool, too. Wow. So...
The beak looks like a sunflower seed.
Yeah, it does. Those were all the photos we had.
So for me, I'm flipping it upside down, and right there, that last photo, that's the winner for me.
You like the red-bellied woodpecker?
Yeah, the red belly.
Oh, man. I am torn between the Oriole and the Shiba Inu puppies. Just because they're so cute. So I'm going to choose, because I know I have to choose one. I'm trying to think. I feel like what you're going to choose, Jim. So I'm going to go with the puppies.
Well, I was going to go with the Oriole if you chose
the
Oriole. And I do really like that woodpecker picture. But you know what? You just cannot go wrong with a couple of puppies.
They're so cute.
In the grass.
And look at his face.
He's biting the cheek.
And he's just like, come on, bite my cheek.
And apparently they were really roughhousing, but they just were relaxing in this photo a little bit. But they caught him in a moment of where they stopped roughhousing.
They're so
according
cute.
to Chris Trine.
Congratulations, Chris. I'm glad I got Jim's vote on that. Everyone had great photos. As always, if you would like to share your local photos across the Finger Lakes, click on the link in the Submit Content section at the bottom right of our homepage of fingerlakes1.com. Dun, 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 dun. That was all my pictures. And, Jim, I'm sure you have some sports for this weekend that you can tell us about.
If you haven't noticed, the Auburn Double Days are on the air on FingerLakes1.com radio. They opened up their season last week. Every single game this summer on Finger Lakes 1 radio. The easiest way to listen is, as we were just showing you, on the app by clicking or tapping on FL1 radio. And you'll hear the golden tones of Drew Carter calling the games, a voice of the Double Days. They're at Mahoning Valley Friday and Saturday at 7:05, and then home against West Virginia on Sunday at 2 p.m. And again, every single game live on FL1 radio, which is pretty sweet. Being that they're the only professional sports franchise in all of the Finger Lakes.
Yes.
And we got them here.
Woohoo.
Single A affiliate of the Washington Nationals. So in the major leagues, the Yankees are at Tampa Bay Friday at 7:10, Saturday at 4:10, Sunday at 1:10. And the Dodgers return to their native New York City to take on the Mets at Citi Field on Friday at 7:10, Saturday at 7:15, and Sunday at 1:10. And yes, the Dodgers were originally from Brooklyn. So can you imagine a time this was in the 40s and 50s when the New York City had 3 baseball teams. Brooklyn.
Wow.
The Mets. When were the Mets founded?
Couldn't tell you that. I bet Paul Russo would know.
I bet he would.
You could ask him.
But they had the San Francisco Giants were the New York Giants back then, too, before the Mets. So they did have 3 teams. And my dad was a big fan of the New York Giants who played at the Polo Grounds. And I often thought about, man, how much tough it must have been for him as a youngster to see his favorite team move to San Francisco. But he's remained a San Francisco Giants fan all these years later.
It sounds so weird. San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, well, the New York baseball Giants probably sounds weird to most people now, too.
Right.
But Willie Mays and Leo DeRocher. Anyways, the NBA draft is Thursday night starting at 7 o'clock on ESPN. And a little fun fact for you, Syracuse University can boast an active 6-year streak of having a player selected in the first round of the NBA draft.
Wow.
There's only 2 schools that have a streak longer, and that would be Kentucky and Duke. And it's probably going to come to an end this year, though, because Tyus Battle is coming back to Syracuse, which is a good thing. We'll forego that streak for another year of Tyus Battle. But can anyone name the 6 first-round draft picks of Syracuse in the last 6 years? Actually, it'd be 7. I'm sorry. It's 7 straight years heading into this year. This year would be 8.
I only knew 1 on the list.
Well, yeah, it is right there in front of me. I'm not going to make you guess, but for some of our viewers at home that might want to guess, let's see how you did. It started with Deion Waiters, and then the late Fab Melo, who has passed on, Michael Carter-Williams, Tyler Ennis, Chris McCullough, Malachi Richardson, and Tyler Lydon. Those would be the
I did know more. I think I knew more when I hear their whole name versus when I just see their last name. But
yep, so
didn't get that one.
That is a pretty impressive streak, but you probably won't see any Syracuse basketball players drafted this week because the only seniors graduating were walk-ons, and Tyus Battle did not declare for the...
It's good for us.
Yeah, it's great. I'm really excited about next year's basketball season, but you were out on the waters of Seneca Lake yesterday filming the next installment of your Get Local show, which will probably debut early next week, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. And let me tell you, I am sore. I did not know it was going to be such a workout. Like, I signed up like, this is going to be fun, little leisure, and it was like an intense workout sport they had me doing.
With Seneca Sailing, who give sailing lessons, right?
Yes,
that's the whole idea.
It was at the Seneca Yacht Club, but it was through Seneca Sailing Academy, and they give lessons. They're doing their youth program coming up in a few days. Actually, their first week starts, and it'll be interesting to see how the video comes out because they had me doing some crazy stuff like off the side of the boat, and I was like, okay, who signed me up for this? Because this was not as leisure as I thought. It was more like recreational, get into it, sports, intense. I feel like I just
windy,
had a workout. Yeah. I was glad it was windy, though, because I was okay with going. I was like, go as fast as you want, but just let me know if I'm about to fall off, because a few times I felt like I was going to tip over. So that'll definitely be exciting to see. So people have to look out for that, and they can see what they could possibly win through the Seneca Yacht Club.
Yeah, that's going to be dropping, like we said, probably, actually.
It could be the end of this week.
Yeah, end of this week or early next week. Get Local with Sydney Rogers. The hot new show on FingerLakes1.tv, along with Russo and Felice, Fresh Takes.
Yes, and we have some new shows coming up too, right?
Debbie Morello's show starts Friday. That's a show about workplace relationships or relationships in the workplace. Not necessarily physical relationships. I'm just talking about how interacting with different people in the workplace.
That's a good one for some businesses, for sure. They should watch that.
Yep, I'm excited about that. It's Friday. We're going to record them Friday and probably release them, the first one over the weekend and the next one next month.
Cool. Well, that's all I had for today, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. Thank you for joining us, as always. And if you'd like to drop us a line, you can send us an email at contact@fingerlakes1.com. If you enjoy the show, you can click like, share, or subscribe. We'll be back, as always, next Wednesday afternoon. And until then, everybody have a great weekend.
Yeah, first weekend of summer.
Yay!